This is Brent with the Orlando Soccer Show, giving you a tactical overview over the last week's match against the New York Red Bulls. Overall, this match was a tale of two tales. One, the first half, we were a little bit unorganized, and the second half, where we really saw the emergence of some young defense. We're going to pick up the game really early in the first half to kind of point out some things that we saw early on in the back four. I think one thing that you have to remember is Iago, U20 international from Brazil, is kind of young and going into the game, and a little bit of unsure of how the game's going to be. Here in this play, you're going to see the back three just kind of hanging out. There's Iago, there's your back three. Already the ball's in behind. They're kind of chasing this play from the moment it gets played in. Looks like there's not much communication going on. So when we play this back here, you're going to see the ball be played forward. You're going to notice, look, they're going to just chase this down. No one's applying pressure to the ball, and it's almost like a chase. Slide behind. And good opportunity, good save for Red Bulls. But Red Bulls were coming in for the 4 minutes. Now here comes the goal. Now the goal is interesting because here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, the back four, kind of the lineup. And then there's a hole in the midfield. That's where Brian Ojeda is. You can kind of see him here. He's not tracking Forsberg. Forsberg is going to be the key player on this event. So the ball comes out wide here. And you're going to see, we're going to spot into our defense here, all looking at the ball watching. At this point, what I really want to key in is Forsberg. He's occupying the space between the back four and the middle four. This is going to be the space he needs to isolate to kind of get in behind. Ojeda here needs to get back, Brian Ojeda that is, and really occupy that space and make it 2 lines of 4. So ball gets coming in. Here you can see the inexperience of Iago. He's going to get spun here a little bit. Forsberg's going to occupy the space in the midfield, take that space, and cause a decision to be made between the 2 center backs. This is where Brian Ojeda really should be dropped in. So now you have the 2 backs here. Decision time. Does one go up? Does one go back to provide cover? Standard defending. So here comes the ball in. Iago's going to get spun. And we'll play it back here, and you're going to see just overall he's checking out the ball. He has no idea where Forsberg is. We're going to see a little difference in this. This is just inexperience. This is something that you're going to see as he plays more comfortable in the back four with his team. You got to remember this guy is young. This is not anything to pressure about. This is like the first week of a season. So there he goes. Decision time, spun, has no idea. He really needs to be open up to the play here to see with this. So now comes the decision time. They're both going to come in and try to win this ball. Outside back here is going to try to push the defense on, which is the right move here. He's no longer dangerous out here. Leave him out here. So you're going to try to get compact and protect the goal and protect the shot here. So both players are going to come in. You're going to kind of see Iago kind of throws his hands up. It's almost like it looked like he gave up on the play. I'm not saying that he did, but it does look like that. And oh no, we're into goal here. So this is where we're going to talk about a little goalkeeping. And we play back here. You're going to kind of see them. The ball comes in, and you're just going to see that kind of throw their hands up. Not sure who's got the assignment here. So now it's a decision time. Keeper on his line does the right thing. He comes out, forces Forsberg around. This gives the defense time to get back. So this is what Iago should drop back, and all the defense should kind of occupy the space in the middle of the goal to protect it. Now here's where Forsberg shows his prowess. He could definitely place the ball in the net here, so outside back could come across, but Iago's still a few yards back behind after watching the play, and unfortunately the ball gets tucked in for the goal. Overall, not a terrible thing for the Orlando City. I think this is just showing some inexperience in your first game jitters of a back four. But man, Forsberg, class on that attack, class on that finish for Red Bulls. Now, as we get into this play here, you're going to notice that you got a little 1v1 situation here. And you have this is where the defender has an opportunity here. He can push him back outside or let him go inside. Ideally, if he pushes them inside, that center back needs to come across, and Iago here needs to come across. So what happens here is we'll play it out here. There's a decision that this defender's got to make. He's got to decide what to do with this at the attack. His goal should be taken away from goal. Look at all the space out here. There's not much out there. However, he does not want to go on the end line. When he goes on the end line, that's going to go with the dangerous opportunity. Oop, and then there he goes. So really bad defending here. Steps in, gives away the body. Iago actually in a pretty good position here, even with the post. And good thing here for Orlando City is you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 defenders in the box here. This is not a terrible mistake based on the position here, but this is kind of what you don't want to see because, oof, ball goes off the post. We'll pivot to the second half here, and this is where Miller comes into the game. And I want you to watch his body language and his ability during this game. Focus in on him. He's got the white cast. Look at his vision here. Focus on the ball. What I want you to do is he's going to check his shoulder. He's going to check his shoulder a lot in this clip. Boom, 1. Look at that. He's already looking out. He's looking, oh, there's a player in my kind of my zone area. I'm going to need to occupy him. Watch it again. We're going to zoom in here for you all. Watch him. Oop, there he is. See that? He peeked his shoulder over. Great defending here. He's looking to find that dangerous player coming into the attack. Look at how compact Orlando City is, too. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 around the ball. Ball gets played back. He's already pivoted. He looked twice. He's about, look at that. He just passed his player off. He's telling his central defensive midfielder to come back. Look at him pointing. Hey, you need to pick this guy up because I need to occupy the space in behind here. That's what's going to happen here. He's going to drop in, take the player, and boom. He's going to drop back in space and back up with the even in the back 4 and try to minimize the space in front of the goal here. So he's going to drop a little bit central. Over here, the ball is off on the side. No danger here. Look at this defense. 1, 2, 3. Right there in the center, protecting the goal. A lot more organized in the second half here in the 58th minute. 2 guys on the ball. It means there's not going to be an easy cross. It's great defender right here by Orlando. So this is what you want to see. They're going to put that. Red Bulls have to decide what to do. They have nothing. There's 4, 5 people defending in the box. They have nowhere to go here. And look at this. And here's Miller again. He's running this defense at this point. Rookie, MLS super draft guy, pointing, hey, we need to get out. We need to get out because the ball's moving back towards their defensive third here. He is kind of looking like a captain here, maybe a Swedish player that Orlando City would normally have here in the center line. It's very good to see these leadership qualities early on from a rookie. Thought this was the most encouraging thing that we saw from Orlando City this year. Look, the ball's back out. They have nowhere to go. They have to reset and restart the whole thing. Again, Miller, focus, running, pointing, running this offense, running this defense. Like he's a kid, look at yelling at him to get up. The ball's going out to make sure they are applying pressure. And watching Google here, boom, he takes off. He hears it. And look, you have people who fall in back behind. He's watching both sides. Miller here. You have your center defensive mids all occupying the center here. Forsberg has no room to occupy. You got someone on him. This is a great adjustment by Oscar here in the second half. You can tell that there was some type of hey, we need to be organized. We need to get the right people in. We need to defend properly. If we defend properly, we can do that. So you can see here Miller again pointing, being the general here on the back line. Just overall great stuff here from the center back. We'll zoom out here and again, Red Bulls switch the field. Here we are again. Great positioning. 1, 2, 3, 4 across. They could be a little bit tighter here in the center, but really no danger. But still, they're pretty connected. And look at that. There's nowhere to play. They can play it into Forsberg, but Forsberg can really only play it back out. You can see the 2 options here. 1 in the center, 1 in the out. So you'll see the ball, I believe, go into So actually, that's not Forsberg. Yeah, it goes to Forsberg here. And, yep, Orlando City is going to address this, right? A lot better from Orlando City in the second half. They're just pinging the ball back and forth. They have no way to get in behind. Again, look at that. It's 4 straight across the line. No major things going wrong for Orlando City. Gusky doing a great job of just picking up that center area. They're leaving the guy out wide here. Let him. He's not dangerous. The most dangerous players right here are in the center third of the field. Again, 4 across the back. Nice, good, even line. They're keeping an eye. They're pointing. They're communicating. You can tell, look, again, Miller telling him to get out. They're applying pressure on the ball here. 30, 40, 50, 30 yards out from goal. Nowhere for this guy to go. He's got to turn back and play the ball back. Here it comes. Ball comes in. And Gula's going to step out and force him to go backwards. Didn't see this in the first half. They allowed that player to turn and get into goal. Very similar to the first goal, right? He's making that stop. He's telling him not to go. Only place he can go is out wide, which is not dangerous at all. Can't and Google applies the pressure, and Red Bulls have to reset. So now we're going to play where Gusky's going to turn the ball over here, and this is where it gets a little bit interesting. This is something that I think Orlando City is going to have to do a lot better when they play Inter Miami. So you're going to see this ball is going to be taken over, and Miller has a decision. He can go and attack the ball, and he's got to win it because he's about 30, 40 yards out, or he has to drop. Defensive principles say, hey, no pressure on, he should drop back, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to drop back. He's got the vision. He's got his help over here. He can see that the runners are going to be covered. He's going to drop back, keep going, and here's where Brian Ojeda decides, hey, he's going to drop back, and look at this line. Back line is starting to get compact. You're going to watch how big they are, and they're going to compact in. Brian Ojeda now in a good position. Forsberg making a run over here. Again, there's your 3 in a better kind of line than what I was. Remember? So here we go. Now he's at a point where he's got to occupy the space. You have 2, 3, 4 runners for Red Bulls. Overall, Orlando City looked pretty good in the second half. I think that's the thing that we need to kind of tip our hat to, is that Oscar did a great job of making adjustments. And I think you're going to see that as this team builds with their youth. There's a possibility that this team could be a very good team and a playoff team if they continue to grow and develop and communicate. We're going to be here weekly going over these tactics and things, and this is not just meant to just be overcritical of the play, but just kind of point out and see things that maybe you didn't see in the first watch or the second watch and kind of take you through that. Follow us on Blue Sky. So we're on Blue Sky with the Orlando Soccer Show, Blue Sky Social. We also have a YouTube channel, the Orlando Soccer Show. If you want to engage with me directly, it's Falcon Fire BG at Blue Sky. Love to hear your thoughts and feelings. And if there's anything that you're looking to kind of look at, as a former goalkeeper, I do like to point out some goalkeeper stuff. And maybe in the future, we'll see kind of a breakdown of how we see our current goalkeeper versus, Gillespie. But overall, we're going to be here trying to break down things, not only for Orlando City, but also for the Orlando Prime. So we'll see you next week for hopefully a good win over Inter Miami, and maybe some breakdown, some excellent defending, or some excellent attacking as we move forward.